Okay, so this is going to be the follow-up for the little pocket cat tool knife model 980008, right? So this is the one that I bought at the tool store, Northern Tool, and it came in a pack of several cat tool knives and a multi-tool. So this is the only other knife in that package. I already did the other one. I've used this for about a week and a half. I know normally I try to shoot for about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, but I think I have used the extent of this one to which I could get a good measurement on if I'm going to like it or not. And I know it's a little premature for the video, but in all essence, this is just a little too small for me for my daily use. I think I've come close to dropping this thing 40 times just trying to open it one-handed. I'm getting a little tired of digging it out of my pocket and using it. So while it is a decent knife, it did what it needed to do. It's sharp enough. It's super small, and using it for my everyday, day-to-day things, it was getting a little tedious and frustrating. While I had no issues with the clip and the way it actually held in my pocket, a lot of the work I do, I have gloves on, and the smaller the knife is, the harder it is to dig around and pull out smoothly and fluidly. And then, of course, it's got the very, very small, the pressure release here underneath the blade is very hard to get to that the size of this knife regularly. So all the problems I have with the knife are essentially my own. They're nothing that the knife has done wrong or the manufacturer did wrong. I want to make that clear right up at the front. This is a very decent knife. I probably feel comfortable giving a knife like this to a friend or a family member or even my own child one day when they're older, and feel confident that it would get the job done where needed. My only concerns come from, this thing is, it's just small, and I have big bearish hands, and this thing is just under par on the size. So after a week and a half, not as long as I normally take to do these things, I've decided I'm done with it. I'm ready to get on to the next thing, ready to move on to the next, reveal the next knife, which happens to be the Benchmade Bug Out Official. I'm going to do the clone and the official authentic Benchmade Bug Out comparison next. I'm more excited to get to that than I am primed to continue to use this knife for another 4 days, 3 or 4 days, when I've pretty much made my mind up on it. So size is definitely like a 6 out of 10 for me. And again, that's not the knife's fault, that's my fault, but you know, these are my opinions on these and if I would recommend them to others. So 6 out of 10 on the size. It's just too small. Sharpness stayed pretty sharp. I didn't have too much issue with it, although cutting through heavy plastic banding, 1/2 inch wide banding with the industrial stuff, shipping generators and motors and things like that, it was not sharp enough to get through it quick. It took a lot of sawing, multiple attempts to pop through that, when with some of these other knives that I've had, cutting through that pretty easy. Cutting through paracord, which I had to do twice with it, made pretty easy work because I was able to put the tension on it and pull the blade through. Zip ties, the big thick zip ties that you would use to, say, zip tie a pressure washer down to a pallet, it took way too long to get through them with this knife, while other knives I've done made quick work of those as well. I didn't have a lot of leverage blade length on this one that I would for other knives, where you can, set the blade in and have leverage to pop and pull and twist so it makes that sharp cut. I didn't have a lot of that with the size on this, but normal things, I'm sure the sharpness on this blade would be fine for those. But for my day-to-days, it fell short in a few places. This particular knife, which is weird because the other cat knife that came out of the package, I had less trouble cutting things with, and the blade was only a little bit longer. So I had one person comment one time about there's really no standards to most of these knives anyways, and I think, that's true to a very stern extent. Pull one knife out of a package of multiple knives and one cuts very well, pull another knife out of the same package and the cutting prowess is dramatically different. Sturdiness, it's still sturdy, it's still built like a rock, no wiggle, no jiggle. I mean, it really hasn't seen too much hard labor. I just, using this knife, I don't think this is designed to do the type of things I do for things with knives every day. So I'm kind of being a little hard on it, I think, for its design here. But comfortability was not very comfortable for me using this thing. To hold it properly, I couldn't just hold it. I always had to have some weird position of my hand to get it right, so I wasn't slipping or dropping a knife or anything like that. I mean, aesthetically, my opinion hasn't really changed. It looks better than the first cat knife I did to me, but at the same time, I mean, it's sleek. It's not too boxy. The plainness, I don't mind that at all for a knife I'm going to use as a tool every day. But I mean, it doesn't stand out to me. It's not something I'm going to jump for joy to have and pull out and use every day. But functionality, like I said already, I'd give it about a 5 out of 10. But again, I can't be too hard on this knife because it's just a tiny little tool knife. It's a pocket knife that you pull out when you need to cut tape on a cardboard box or something, which for that, it was fantastic. It did exactly what it needed to do. But I can only hold these knives, these different makes and models, to the same standard under certain contexts. And while this is a smaller knife, not designed for the things I normally do with it, obviously it's not going to perform like the other knives that I've been working with and trying out. So I'm going to give this one the benefit of the doubt. It might fit somebody else a whole lot better than it's fitting me, but the Cat Tool Knife 980008, that's the model number again, I'd give this 6 out of 10. Not a knife I would buy again. I mean, if anybody wanted this, I'd give it away to them and say, hope you had a better time with it than I had. Maybe dramatic, but, I'm tired of using the thing after a week and a half. I'm ready to move on to something else. So 6 out of 10, Cat Tool Knife 980008. If you buy the package from any tool company, I got mine at Northern Tool. It was about $40-something for the whole set. I've got a multi-tool I haven't tried out yet. I might try that out in the future. If you're looking to get one of these, I wouldn't carry it around for an everyday use, every situation use. So that's my honest opinion on that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. The next video that's coming up is going to be the authentic Benchmade bug out comparison with the original or the authentic knife and the clone that I had bought and reviewed in the past. So keep an eye out for that. Check it out. Let me know if there's any knives you guys want to see me do whenever I can get the extra cash to pull a fancy schmancy expensive knife in and run it for a while. I'm doing it, as well as the clones and the cheaper knife brands and things that I find all over the place. So I'm open to just about anything as long as it doesn't break the bank for me. And if you guys are watching my treasure videos, I've got 2 more coming up soon, and then the third one after that, I got a request to do a state specifically. So keep an eye out for the treasure videos. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.